What's up, everybody? I'm happy to say that we're back with another super tier list, super move tier list for X-Men Next Dimension. Uh, I'd love to know, before you finish the video, who do you think gets the top spots and who do you think has garbage level twos? Um, and I'd love to know which moves, which level twos you loved using on your friends or your brothers or whatever, brothers or sisters when you were younger. Um, but yeah, the qualifications are the same as the level ones. We're looking for S tier is like can do anything. It's a combo starter, filler, ender. It has multiple ways to combo into. It can OTG. It has crazy properties that make it maybe touch of death kill. Right there are things that make it super good. A is slightly below that. Maybe it can't kill, but it has other redeeming qualities. It's super fast. It's applicable in a million situations. It's just like a really good move. Um, B tier is, and I'm going to spoil a little bit, but a lot of level two supers land in B tier. They do damage. Maybe it's good damage, but that's really it. You don't get much else. C is great because it lacks consistency. Excuse me, rather it's bad because it lacks consistency. And D is you're going to want to transfer meter somewhere else. So, um, let's talk. I know what you guys are thinking, but Cyclops. Cyclops is S tier. He is. I'm sorry. He's S tier. Why is he S tier? Well, let me show you. So, let's change everything up. I didn't even get this started yet. So why is Cyclops S tier? So if you've seen this game, if you've seen me play Cyclops before, this is his level 2. Number 1, check out that range. We're nearly a full screen away, and we can land with this. It's super fast, unless they have a button coming out. Unless there's a hitbox extended, you're probably going to beat it. Not only that, it is an overhead. So if somebody's turtling, bonk, right on the noggin. Uh, so incredible range, super good whiff punisher, overhead. So what else? Well, it can be done off of any pop-up, right? Any sort of grounded OTG situation, and it can be comboed out of and into. So like, oh, and then oh, after level 3, we almost have enough meter. Let's see if we can build. You can do it. You can land just as something really easy afterwards. Just low beam. It's a simple way to continue your combo, net you just a little bit more damage. Again, 10k for just a level 2, that's really solid. Where it really becomes handy is sort of after level 1. You can actually build enough meter and CCR to kill a character. Granted, you can kill a character with your level 1 super regardless because of CCR. But, let's see if I can do this. I'm not going to spend too much time showing this off. But I do want to just show that you can land CCR, which will reset damage scaling for this super. So that's like 20,000 damage. This move is S tier. This move is incredibly good. Fits in anywhere in this game. In Cyclops' game plan. Any whiff, you can do this. Any whiff into... you can just do this move, right? And then you can do more. Also, a funny quirk is that against soft walls, which is why we've chosen the Colosseum here, if you have a full stick of butter, if they land appropriately, you can land all of that. You can land a full ground series. Let's see if we can do this appropriately. They kind of... So you can just do this. And I think you'll be able to land 4 of them because we build enough meter. Yeah, so probably won't have many opportunities to actually land that, if ever, but that is what an S tier level 2 looks like. It's super good. Okay, next we have change player Wolverine. So Wolverine has a level, he has an A tier super, so we're going to drop him into A. Let's drop him into A tier. So Wolverine has an A tier super and he has a B tier super. Yeah, so typically I wouldn't. Typically I don't think he's very good. But level 2 is solid. It OTGs. It does a really nice grip of damage, frankly. I think like 7,000 is the standard for level 2s. But I think his does slightly more, almost 8k on average defense enemies. Yeah, so like 77. The reason why this hits for me as an A tier move is it OTGs. So there you go. You can tack it onto the end of any combo. But if you are really needing more damage, he can get you there. You can tack on a little bit at the end with both your level 2, or excuse me, your level 1 and your level 3. If done appropriately. Let me see if I can land the level 3. The directional is kind of funky depending on when you hit it. If you do it a little earlier, you have to hit, instead of forward 1+2, you have to hit backwards 1+2. So let's see if I can. We'll give it a little more go. But basically, this move is, like, this would be B tier if it weren't for these different extensions. I promise this lands. We're going to try it one more time. Maybe I can pull it off. Definitely, no, 2 more times. 2 more times, because I guarantee this lands. I've done it before. It might be that Havoc balks up against a wall. I promise it works. I've gotten it to work before. I couldn't get it there, but it's fine, right? Like, you can get extra damage out of it. It does a grip and damage on its own. You can land it in basically any of his knockdown scenarios. It's a solid super. He has a level 2 air super. His air super, if done on the ground, on a normal height opponent, 6,300 damage, really nothing to sneeze at. If you don't do it appropriately or get all the hits, it roughly does 5,000 damage. But the cool thing about this, the reason why, like, this is very nearly A, but if Wolverine had better OTG options, I think this could be A. You do basically a really fast 6,300 damage. They drop down, and you get to do whatever you want because of the game's OTG hard knockdowns. So frankly, yeah, like, it's okay. Oh, let me check. Got a message from my wife, maybe? Make sure that... Yeah, okay. So, not bad. Like, not bad at all. Just not good. So that's B tier. Not really much else to say about that. Let's switch it up. Who do we have next? The nice thing about this, the last video was super long. A lot of stuff lands in B tier in this one. So, it's going to be a little easier. Hopefully a little faster. Let's do Gambit. And Gambit, my friends, he actually has S tier potential. So, he has 2 supers. He has a level 1, or excuse me, he has an air super, and he has a grounded super. So this is grounded super. Does a nice little bit of damage, 7k, very average. And it hits in a lot of decent ways for your combos. You know, like, you do this. Like, I usually do this after any of my... and it has like a surprising amount of range. Okay, I'm not landing stuff as I should right now, but it's a fine ender. It's got a decent vertical range, okay horizontal hitbox. It blows them away and allows you to pepper the screen with cards after that. The real sauce comes from his jumping level 2. This move here. So this move can be used to stall. It can be used to catch opponents jumping out. It does a little more damage than Wolverine's. Does 65 basically. And the nice thing about this one is the reason why it's S tier is it allows you to set up his It allows you to kill things faster. This is just a win more button, basically. Because it allows for the... it allows for him to pick up with 2-1, which is infinite. So, essentially, any air combo... any air combo you can set up right. Oh, I didn't hit the first hit correctly. Any air combo, you use this move when they hit the ground with the appropriate spacing. They're going right back up in the air, and you are landing either CCR or whatever. So the reason I think this is S tier, and I guess maybe this could go down to A tier, but frankly, like, you don't have the kill potential off of your level 1 or your level 2. They're both one and dones. This move, though, you have kill potential. The second that you get a level 2 super, you know, he already has fantastic CCR. My fingers can't do it today. He already has fantastic CCR. So the second you get enough meter, you can do this. It also allows for combos. It has a really long stun duration, a lot of hit stun at the end of it. So yeah, like this move, why is it so good? Because you can knock opponents down. Use this. You have enough time. Though I will admit, it looks like it's probably trickier than I thought. When I've been using it in the past, it's probably because my muscle memory is so good for killing dudes in story mode. But this is a very good move. Yeah, it looks like we need to hit it like maybe a little like we've jumped a little more above their body. I'm not gonna belabor the point here. You guys saw sort of what I'm talking about. But S tier, I promise. Okay. We are changing to, let's see, we're going to change to Storm. Okay. Now, Storm, my darling, Storm is solidly B tier. Now, why is Storm B tier? Well, frankly, everything that she does that's level 2, she has 3 level 2s. She has a grounded beam. She can't follow up with anything. It's just she gets them out of the way. Yeah, she can set up and do her homing stuff. She does have a air beam that allows you to do multiples, which is fine. You know, that's fine. I guess like maybe that's A tier. Maybe that's A tier, but again, you're burning a lot of meter for not a ton of gain. But she also has, she has maybe the coolest looking level 2 in the game with Eye of the Storm. I just love the way that looks. So sort of like, oh, yeah, I think that's awesome. So it's just like, it's not very good. You can combo out of the fall a lot like Wolverine's, depending on how you use it. I gotta admit, I forget a lot of characters' stuff as I play other characters. So like you can do other stuff when they hit the ground, but again, none of those are, aside from aerial supers, none of those are really that fancy, right? None of them really do a ton for her. They're just okay. Who's next? And this is where a lot of characters are gonna land. Right up in B tier. So B tier for Beast. He also a B tier monster, I think. Let's see, where are you, boy? So yeah, B tier. I don't think that's they like B tier is solidly the blue boys here. B tier is that's level 3. These are good moves. Like they have a place in their game. They're just not the best. Dang, 8800? Maybe that's A tier just for damage. Like, you know what? Beast, you're up to A tier. We're gonna move our boy up to A tier off screen here. Yeah, that's A tier. I didn't realize it did so much damage. Okay, so why is that now A tier? Well, if you do it appropriately. Let's see. It is an OTG. I guess we need a better OTG. There we go. So there you go. It's an OTG. Again, wow, like really solid damage. Okay range. It also, I think it's a low.
Fascinating.
So let's actually check that just to make sure. I'm almost positive it's a low. Let's block high. Yeah, so it is indeed a low. So again, yeah, you can catch people out with that. It goes under some high projectiles, which is cool. Yeah, that's A tier now. His B tier would be... B tier is his level 2 super in the air. If you've ever seen this, it looks awesome. Like, I love the way it looks. And it gives you incredible frame advantage. And it does decent damage, you know? You can combo out of it because of the hard knockdown, but you're not getting a ton. It just looks sick. And frankly, I love the fact that you can do ball roll, his like ball roll attack, and you can cancel it into the super. So you can do like a ton of balls, mash this, and I think you get another ball roll there at the end. So you get 3 balls. You can even like jump in and use that. So 4 ball rolls in one combo. I mean, just for style points, it's up there. But yeah, that's a B tier. That's a B tier solid move, right? If you're looking to cash out at the end of a combo, an air combo, that's how you do it. Okay, yeah, but that's A tier for sure. It's not S. You're not killing anybody and it ends the combo, but that's really good. His low. Phoenix. Okay. So Phoenix has let's turn off this boy, bring this up again. Phoenix, I feel like I think she's A. So so Phoenix is actually all over the place. Phoenix, Pillar Flame, A. It's not the most powerful move that you've ever seen. But it is like you could do it anytime you want, and you could do it as many times as you want. And like, granted, you lose a ton of damage on each successive hit, but it fits anywhere. Unlike, some other sort of conditional stuff, and you can combo out of it. So let's see if I can do it appropriately. It's a little tough. I think maybe an instant jump 3 can do it into like air throw. We might need to hit another one because you can actually continue them as the opponent is falling. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Oh my gosh, I'm not even showing you guys. So, Pillar of Flame. Sorry about that. This is A tier. And you can combo out of it. So this can be done anywhere for like anything. There you go. So it's just really good, frankly. It's just really, it fits anywhere. It's super adaptable. Anytime you want to just burn them and get yourself 7,200 damage, you're in a happy place. Depending on where you land it, get out of here, damage reflect. Depending on where you land it, you'll get a certain number of hits. So landing it either close or far, you'll miss sort of the full pillar. But again, that's not bad at all. 7,600 or 7,200. Yeah, really, really nice, frankly. She also has this move here. Boom! So you have a bunch of different button presses that you need to do after this. I believe it's 1, 1, 2, and then 1 plus 2 to get all of the hits, and it looks amazing. Why is it not A tier? Or S tier even, because of that damage? Because it is super rare that you'll ever be able to land that. Let's see, what is her like? So, I'm trying to think of like the easiest stun that she's got. Like, you know what? Maybe this is A tier. I take it back. Maybe this is A tier. You know what? Gene, we'll give you a break here. We'll give you a break. No, I had her in A tier. Okay. So we're going to say this move is also A tier. For the damage and for the fact that you can... No. Oh, Gene. It does great damage, but... I'm going to say this is still B tier. Okay. I'm going to say it's still B tier. Because, why? Okay, so you can land it after stuns, but that's really it. Now, if you were to... So you'll see there's no, outside of a stun, there's really no other way to get the full hits. They'll eventually fall out and you lose a lot of the juice. You'll also, but you can, one of the cool things is you actually can, whoops. Sorry. Off of her normal forward throw, you can land this for a really solid chunk of damage. But again, it's just, you don't get all the hits. It's okay, you know. So yeah, but maybe this is A tier. There's some utility off of a throw, off of a stun. You're getting it. You get decent amount of hits off of an air combo. Man, I don't know. I think with gravity scaling, he'll actually fall through the phoenixes faster, the birds faster. I'm gonna stick with. We're gonna go B tier, high B tier, possibly A tier. And then she also has an air version of that move. That is doo-doo. Excuse me. And why is it doo-doo? It is really hard to get all the hits, and it only does 4,000 damage. To me, it doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, like, in really, like, any scenario, you can't follow up too much with it, despite landing. Let's see, like, maybe you can do something like, let's see. Okay, so maybe it's a little better as you can combo into other stuff. I didn't realize you could actually combo into level 1. So you know what? Solid A tier. Solid A tier. Possibly S tier for that. Only because being able to land her level 1... You know what, Gene? I think I did you dirty. I think I don't like Gene as much as I probably should. And I think I did her dirty. Alone, with no meter. Yeah, alone with no meter, it's garbage. And not worth using. Possibly even D tier. If you have a confusion on hand, maybe it's a little more. Maybe it's A tier. You know what, we're gonna put you solidly in A, Gene. You have enough good shit. You get A tier. She belongs there. Yeah. I feel better about that. Let's put her in A tier. She's just good. Toad is next. So Toad, oh my boy. My baby boy here. Toad is S tier. All right, why is Toad S tier? Have you ever seen this character?
Toad is the greatest.
7k damage. It's a launcher. This just means and it's like the craziest OTG. You barely have to be on the ground. Like a lot of moves in this game won't connect if they aren't appropriately in the in the appropriate space for a bounce. It doesn't matter like how low they are. This move will launch. This just means that
Toad is the greatest.
you can do infinites right after that. You can CCR after that. This move it fits anywhere. Any knockdown, any stun, any reason you do anything, you can just like and his run is so fast. Like like it's so fast. He basically teleports, creepily teleports across the screen as he gears up to bounce, you know? Whoop. He can get you anywhere with this. This move is
Toad
scary.
is the greatest.
It's really good. The only problem with this move, I would say, is it packs on a ton of hits, making gravity scaling a little more difficult to manage if you're going for CCR. That's like literally it. Like that's really the only problem. Otherwise, you're getting free launches all day. You can just launch as long as you have meter. It's just great. Again, maybe range, but you're never doing this as a whiff punish. It doesn't have a ton of range. It's a really good move. It's a really good move. And if you're looking to build if you're looking to build meter, he has so many ways to build meter. Yeah, he can kill you with this move. Like, this is yeah, this is a good move. It's absolutely S tier. There's not much else to say other than he will kill you after he touches you with this. Who's next? Who's next? Change player, Toad, Mystique. Oh, Mystique has got a rough time with her early supers. Definitely C tier, like maybe even D tier. It's just not great. Oh, so why is it D tier? Or excuse me, C tier. So this is her level 2. Number 1, I think it looks amazing. I think it's super fun. You can land multiples, but it is exceedingly difficult to land this with any consistency after a certain point. So like on certain characters, on certain bodies, it won't work. After certain combos, after certain knockdowns, it can be really hard to land every hit. So you notice there, Havoc popped up. What changed about his fall there that like
fighting to those who can,
right? As someone who really needs that consistency, being able to land it, you'll notice there the combo dropped as well. That's a free punish for your opponent. The only way that I've gotten this move to hit dead on every time is after a slide. And I'm sure the game will prove me wrong here. Now he might drop here, right? So we missed there. But if you sort of end, if you can get the pop up from a slide, you can land this move guaranteed. This is a low. It's a fairly long range low. So you do have a solid option if you call out if you've got your whiff punishes on point, you're looking to net a nice 10k damage. But again, it's just this move is not consistent enough to use regularly. I would say if you've got a stun and you're looking to finish something with style, you do get another hit on the ground if you do it raw. But it's just not consistent enough. Period. C or D tier, because her level 3 is so good that maybe you don't need anything else. But that's for maybe the level 3 video. But yeah, it's just not that great. Sabretooth. Okay, so Sabretooth lands in the land of B tier. He has 2 level 2 supers. One might be considered A tier, um, but let me show that off. Let's show everything off. I'll let you guys. And honestly, if you think like some of the placement is wrong, dude, hit me up. Let me know what's wrong. Um, this is his level 2, 7,000 damage. It's a true OTG. As long as you hit him in that sort of that pop-up, period where they're able to be hit, it will complete. It doesn't do that much damage, frankly. 7,000 is very average. And the range is horrendous. So if this is, dead on, if you're like here, maybe it's slightly better than I thought. If you're here, it's like right in front of that arm. It's pretty rough. And then if you move backwards at all, when you hit back in 1+2, maybe you're missing. His other is forward 1+2, 7,100 damage. You can CCR off of it, which is better. So like, you do this, you do this into this. Hold on, this. Let's see. Let's say you land your long range stun. The only problem there, as you saw, if you land a thing there, if they touch the ground, they do not get air synced. So you have to be very fast with this. So any mix-up, any screw-up there, you're not landing that combo. But again, this is a solid. It's not Toad levels of absurd, but it's not Toad levels of absurd. But it is a very passable super to use, and you're going to be doing damage with it. It's not a ton, and I you can build it on meter to do it again, but for me it's solidly, it can start combos, but again, not a ton of range, just like his other. No, maybe it's better. You know what? We're gonna put this one in A tier. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. I have these very firm decisions when I call them out. But anything that allows you to do multiple things to the opponent afterwards is typically a good place to be. You're not just doing damage; you have follow-up opportunities. Yeah, A tier. We'll rock the A tier for this one. Yeah. But there you go. We have one OTG and one other OTG that isn't quite as good, and allows you to really smack the opponent. Yeah, it's okay. Magneto. So Magneto is very much a B tier character here. So yeah, definitely B tier. So what does B tier look like? It looks like this. 7,600 damage on the high side. On the high side for sure. Let's see. I don't think he doesn't have any air ion. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, he does have a projectile shield, so I'm not sure this would ever be useful. This negates projectiles, but I'm saying like B tier at best. Maybe you're fighting a Cyclops who's really pissing you off, and you use that. It might be a good use of your meter, or you could just do this because they dare do anything else. So like, get into the sky and let me combo you. Yeah, I think this very much a B tier move. Very situational. I forgot that doesn't go away. Beams, Always, I think, will be B tier unless you can do something really spicy afterwards. All you get for him is this. Uh, so yeah, it's okay. You know, it's okay. Um, and then Air Beam follows the same sort of rules as most other beams, where beam supers, where you can pull off a couple of them. But he has a harder time landing 3 of them in the air, I believe. I think you can only get 2 before he follows all the way to the ground, and then you have to use your level 1, or your grounded one. So, again, you can do damage like that. It's totally fine. I just don't find a lot of utility in the triple beat, like burning that much meter. I don't think it's good. So, B tier for our boy Magneto. Who do we have next? We've got, okay. So we've got Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is our only, or one of our only, um, he's one of our only D tiers. So Kurt kind of got dealt a bad hand with this. This is his level 2. It does OTG. It does do a solid amount of damage. But you need to be really, really close. You need to be almost in their body to be able to pull this off. Now, you can do this move safely off of a level 1 if you dash in. Because of the... And even then, it can be difficult. This move is hard to use at the best of times. It is probably not worth the damage, frankly. But the fact that like the range is basically nothing, it's hard when he has such good other supers. It's really hard to justify using this one. You do kind of get a cheeky, like if you miss, he kind of rolls away. But again, meh. Let's see. Let's do a really quickly. I forgot to do this, frankly, for this one. We're gonna record the opponent. We're gonna dash up, bop, 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 and then we're gonna have him play repeat. Okay, so you can use this as a reversal. Maybe not D tier, maybe it's C tier. But the fact that you can use this as a quick get off me tool, maybe it's, you know what? Let's make that C tier. I can't believe I forgot to check that. But boy, you go up to C tier because there's limited utility. You're not totally useless. Not totally useless. All right, so we've moved him up. Actually, so next, again, and that's literally it. You just smack him away, and that's it. You do have some frame advantage. You can teleport in, but it's not enough to really sell. Okay. Next, we've got Rogue, and frankly, Rogue is one of my favorite characters, and this is one of my she has one of my favorite supers, level 2 supers. So the one I want to talk about first is called Brown Sugar. 7,600 damage. It does good damage. I love that she can do this off of an OTG. So like, if they're on the ground and their legs are in the air, she can catch them. And I really like that after an air seek, you can do this whole thing. I kind of just like created this cool combo where, and I use this in my speedrun, where you can basically go coast to coast. Okay. My fingers are not ready. I have not been playing this game a lot. I've actually been playing Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That's going to be the next game we play together. And by play together, I mean like, maybe you guys will watch. But you can do this whole string, and then you can end and in Brown Sugar, and it like kills the character, right? It's a touch of death. It's really cool. I really like it. I'm very fond of this move, but it has a ton of recovery. You can get bopped all the way down if you miss. Um, it looks sick though. I'm gonna give it a B. She also has another level 2. This one
Your power
is
need more
almost A
scaling.
tier. Now, the psychological damage that you do, 9,000, almost 9,000 damage. But the psychological damage of watch, can you imagine getting hit by this move
Your
multiple
power need more
times in quick
scaling.
succession? It takes forever for this move to end. Multiple camera angles of your ass getting beat down. Like,
Your power
imagine
need
getting
more
hit with this.
scaling.
Like, and then she dashes in, and she's like ah, ooh, and then she does it again.
Your power need more
You gotta
scaling.
sit through like basically 20 seconds of beatdown. Nah, dude. So Rogue is firmly in the B. Both of those moves, you can't get anything off of them. They're strictly combo enders, but they are fun to use. And I think like almost 9k for a level 2 super plus
Your
the
power
added
need more
mental
scaling.
damage of having to watch this effing thing each time. That counts for something. But we're sticking her in D tier. Or excuse me, D tier. B tier. Um, and both of those can be used um, as reversals, which is cool.
Your power
So
need
that's
more
good too.
scaling.
Um, change player. Okay. Oh, Forge. Okay. So Forge is a cool one. Forge is S tier. Let's see. You see him up there? Forge is S tier. Ugh, terrible costume. Let me show this off. Ugh. So Forge is S tier. Why is he S tier? Well, this is his move here. 7,300 damage. You notice that it said super disabled. Super disabled. So, super is incredibly important in this game, right? It's incredibly important. Um, this move, not only is it fairly easy to tack on to like any combo, the hitbox is very forgiving in most cases. You get the full damage because it's a single hit. But at the same time, it disables your super for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, you cannot build meter. You can't. You might be able to transfer it around, but you can't build meter, and you can't use it. You're being locked out of the most important resource in this game. That means no invincible reversals. Uh, you know, it really does change how it immediately makes you play the game differently. Um, so it is not. I don't believe. Okay, so you can do it through moves, which is great. Another added bonus. That was level 1. F to level 1. And then, let's see if we can. So you can't combo out of it, unfortunately. But check this out. Options, block, all. The super is disabled even on block for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds. You can't use meter even if you made the right call and blocked. So actually, let's count. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10, like basically 10 seconds. So again, even on block, their super is disabled. It makes sense to just transfer meter and toss us out if they're trying to build me. Like, this move changes how every opponent has to play the game and how they have to fight Forge. Granted, his level 3 is so good.
Cannon Prime.
His grounded level, his OTG level 3 is so good. But I think this belongs in a tier all on its own. If not S tier, it's A tier for the fact that it makes the opponent play a different game for 10 seconds. And in that 10 seconds, dude, you've probably built up enough meter to do it again. It's really good. It's really good. So okay, who's next? Juggernaut. Okay, so now we're getting into the realm of Juggernaut. Ugh, this skin too. Okay, so Juggernaut is S tier. I think I'm now in front of Juggernaut, but Juggernaut is S tier. Um, why is he S tier? So you guys, um, oh, that's his. That's a true low. That's a true low for 8,000 damage. This is super fast. This is unreactable. I don't believe you can block during. You can't even block once there's a super freeze. So unless you're blocking low during the super freeze, you're getting hit. Not only that, he's got armor, so it blows through whatever it is you want to do. So you've got 8,000 damage, and you get to follow up. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So that means 8,000 damage plus CCR. So, if you have 2 meters stocked, okay, I think Havoc's body, we've got him going at a weird angle. Yeah, we've got him going at a weird angle. Most characters, this game is so weird. Yeah, so there you go. So let's say you do land this, and we're taking a little long. I'm belaboring the point a little bit. Like they're dead. They're dead. If you have the ability to get 2 meters, you can build they're dead. They're dead off of a low. If you combo into this move, they're probably dead too. Like the fact that he can kill off of a true low that blows through. It's an armored reversal. It has great range. Like his limbs are so long. I just like Juggernaut. Somebody loved Juggernaut. Like somebody loved this boy and gave him the sauce. He's just this move is good. It's good. So yeah, this is definitely S tier. It's incredibly powerful. Yeah, there's nothing else to even talk about, dude. It's so good. Psylocke. So Psylocke is solidly in B tier. There's really nothing to say, which is great because, boop. It's a nice little move. It's fairly easy to combo into. It does exactly what it sets out to do, which is hit the opponent with her feet a bunch of times. It shouldn't be as finicky as it is. They need to be a slightly higher than Psylocke when she does this, and they can fall out. This is an instance where it's kind of a weird angle because of the stage. But in most cases, I don't know why that's happening. It's normally very consistent. This is just, I don't know. This game has so many strange intricacies that if you're not ready for it, you're gonna get burned. But this is very easy to do off of any of her. Let's try this. I'm showing it off and it looks terribly inconsistent, but I've almost never had problems landing it. So I would say maybe ignore this case. In every use case I've done it, maybe after stuff like that, it lands fairly consistently. Yeah, it's very, very basic. It's the most basic of basics. This is a basic bitch super, for sure. Yeah, it's nothing to write home about, and that's okay. It has a place. If you're looking for a quick 7,300 damage, you can do that. Next up is, I believe it was Havoc, and Havoc also is a B tier boy. He's a B tier bitch, basic bitch move. Was it Havoc? Psylocke, Havoc, yeah. So, he's got a beam. He has a beam that does beam things. It does average damage. It has the level 1 super flash, so it's blue, as opposed to, I think, what is it? Not blue. I actually can't even remember. Is it orange for level 2? Um, so yeah, whoop, you get an air version. Um, really like nothing to write home about with this one. You can do the same thing. Actually, this one is it's worse than most beams. Um, you can't use multiples in the air. So there you go. This is the B tier of the B tier. I would say even like air beam is C, purely because you can't get as much juice off of it. But otherwise, uh, oh, that's his level 1. It doesn't, like most beams, it does not have the ability to armor reversal if a button is already out. So if it's not fast enough, you're getting bopped. So, oh my gosh, I wasn't showing it again. That's the second time. I owe you guys something. Basic beam. And you can't do multiples in the air. So let's show that off. Bop, bop, bop.
Might improve your looks, actually.
Can't do multiples. Again, that's mostly not a problem because I would advise against burning all that meter in the first place. But he doesn't have the power to do it. But it's 7,300 damage. It knocks people away. Boop. 76. Yeah, 7,600. Yeah, just very B tier. Very B tier. Not anything to be excited about at all. Change player. We're going to do Lady Deathstrike. So Lady Deathstrike is in a really interesting spot. I love Lady Deathstrike. I think she's amazing. She's a goddess. She's either A tier or S tier. And I think that I'm going to leave her in A tier mostly because S tier feels like really easy to land. Like just the ease of use, and then like the benefits of it. Yeah, I think she's A tier, but she could very easily be S tier. So she has this move here. Now, it seems like, maybe this isn't quite as good because she can't reach easily. But this move is great. You jump, because of her telescoping limbs, jump 3 is really long and down 2 in the air is really long. So you can actually combo quite a bit out of this. Yeah, it allows for, it's a combo starter. It's a combo ender, because you can't just get, whatever you want out of it at the end. You can even just use level 1. Dash up level 1, you spank him around a little bit, bop bop. But I think like you can do this off of like any air combo, so you can do something like this. I jumped straight up in the air. Right? Now, the only thing I will say is that this move will drop, like if you are looking to do CCR. If you're looking to do CCR, you have to do something. I can't remember exactly what you need to do, but I'm pretty sure I have a video doing this. But if you do this move, and you try to land it without CCR, and you do it wrong, she won't get the follow-up kick. She won't get that kick, and they'll drop out of it. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens enough where like if you're not solid on your combo routing, you won't get the added benefit of that extra slam, and you'll be punishable, I believe, on the way down, unless they have. No, you won't be punishable because they have the hard knockdown. But this is A tier only in. I feel like this could honestly be S tier. It's not really a whiff punisher, and it's a little harder to follow up on than some other moves. But no, I think A tier is probably a good placement. It looks sick, frankly. It just is not. It doesn't have that extreme utility that I think a lot of S tier moves should have. Yeah, I think this is a solid A tier move because again, you get follow-ups, you get CCR. Yeah, it's a good move, but it's just not. It doesn't have that S tier spice. It's super close though, super close. And again, you can use it off of any of her launchers. You can set up CCR, do damage. It's a great move. It's a great move. It's just not perfect S tier yet, or not yet. It never will be. But it's just not S tier. Okay, next up we have. We're almost to the end. We have Betsy. So Betsy is B tier along with Psylocke. Just like fine. It's fine. It's the same exact move. Really not much to say. Let's see. That's it. Easy. It does the same amount of damage, I believe. 73. Yeah. So that's really it. It's fine and does what it needs to do. That's it. Next up is Bishop. Okay, so Bishop is always kind of interesting. He has. I wish he was better. I say that all the time. So I think if you were to play this game, I think we could easily put him in B tier. Let's just show it off. I'm bouncing around between B and A, or excuse me, B and C. So this is his level 2. Okay damage, better than average. The second that you do anything with this character, the damage goes down. The second you're not doing it perfectly, hey, that actually wasn't too bad. That landed most of those hits. In most cases, you will end up dropping a ton of hits. So you'll notice, like, for a lot of launchers, you really need to use this in specific circumstances. Like, you need to make sure that you're hitting the exact, so you notice that other projectile. Like, this move is stylish as heck. I love the style on this move. But it's not consistent. You're never getting full damage unless you're straight on with like the perfect alignment. It's not going to happen. You've got launchers. Like, we missed some stuff that, like, it's just not consistent enough. I would say that's probably the not as great one. He also has this move here. This is his that move there. So this move is probably not as good. This is also probably C tier, especially since this is strictly an anti-air. You can land it up close, but man, you are getting punished. Now, why do I kind of think this move is better in some cases, because even though it's not as consistent, you're probably getting a vast majority of the bullets, right? Like the consistency is that you miss 3 hits, you know? The damage, the lower damage isn't great, doesn't feel super good, but you know, I never feel too bad about it. Like, I'm not missing random bullets at times. They're not falling out early. All of that. They're mostly being kept in the air and they're getting hit by a vast majority, a majority of the projectiles. I guess this is B tier. The consistency is really lacking in a lot of cases. You'll see like stuff like this, where like, you know, after a back throw, you know, you can sort of land these. Like the combo trials always try to have you like use these together, which I think is a terrible idea because you're missing a bunch of projectiles and losing out on a bunch of damage regardless. Why not just save it? But if you're looking to cash out, these do hit together um, for an okay amount of damage. That's like, half life, which is, fine. But you need to use anti-air first if you're looking to do, the full suite. If you're looking for the full grip of damage. Yeah, so you missed some, but you're looking at basically half-life. They're just not that impressive. I love the way this one looks. It just looks dope. The backflip at the end, that's sick. But just not the best. Next up, we're looking at the very end here. Change player to our Sentinels and our Dark Phoenix. So, Dark Phoenix, my dear, you belong in A tier, if not S tier. So, this is a cool skin. Sort of the craggy nebula look. I really like this. Okay, just to confirm, she only has 2. Okay, so Ember Column, the same deal as Jean. You can follow up if you land the appropriate number of hits at the appropriate heights. You can get a jump 3. Can you? I think you can. At the very least, you can get, a down something. And you can burn a ton of meter too if you want. So that's fine. It goes anywhere. It does whatever it is you want it to do. I frankly, I love this move. Like, I think this is a good move. Man, I think that does even more damage than Jean's. So that's saying something too. It does a little more damage. But Mosusel. So I thought Mosusel was really good. Like, I thought it was really good. So I'm gonna try to show off the opponent like fighting me, and I'm gonna try to show you, like, I'm gonna try to lose some life, and I'm gonna try to use this move. So it has no range. You can use it as a reversal, and it does give you health back, but it's not like Rogues. It does not like give you a ton of health back. It doesn't give you 6k. Rogues, I feel like, gives you a lot more. Again, you can use it as a like reversal, but again, you're not getting that much life back. You're getting some, but the range, I think, isn't worth it. You can use it on the ground as an OTG, but like in this situation, right? Like, this is not a good move as maybe I was led to believe, or maybe I led you believe. Like, it's just not that great. I think it could have been, but the range is just not there. If you miss, dude, you are dead. It's just like, yeah, it's not there. Nope. This is not that great a move. So I would say, like, I think Mosusel is probably C tier. If you really needs, maybe even D tier now. I think it might be D tier. Save it for Ember Column. You know what? Yeah. Ember Column, A tier, same with Phoenix. Mosusel, that's B tier. Or excuse me, that might even be D tier. Just for how long it takes to land, and yeah. The terrible range, terrible health drain, doesn't do a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm not feeling it, gang. I'm going. Yeah, we're gonna go D tier. Yeah, maybe D tier. Don't use it. Put it somewhere else. Put that meter somewhere else. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. D tier. No good reason to use it. So I think we have like maybe Nightcrawler, and maybe that. Yeah, Mosu Cell just was really disappointing. I think I remember it being much more powerful than it actually was. But when I played her recently, for arcade or her arcade stuff, it just like it was not there. The juice was not there. Um, okay, so next up we have Sentinel B. Let's see what do we got here. Our big boy, our big boy. So B tier. B tier. As you can probably imagine, or excuse me, no. Sorry. He has one A tier and he has one B tier. I forgot that he has two. So, this level two, pretty good, but this is all it does. You're not getting anything else out of this. Super long recovery. Yeah, I believe he also, yeah, he doesn't have a level two super in the air. So that's it. This is solidly B tier. Good damage, but that's it. And actually, yeah. So as you can see, he's a little bit taller than a lot of other characters, and things miss. He actually misses on a lot of stuff. But again, he does have armor, so there is a chance that if somebody does attack him, they'll get hit. But the good shit for this move whoop, is that 9,000 damage. Easy 9,000 on a normal defense opponent. Now you follow this move up with 4 light punches and then end it with a hard punch to blast them away. Pow! Really good damage, frankly. Really good damage for a level 2. The thing is with this move, it also creates a vacuum effect. And did you notice I didn't blow them away? They are right there at at your feet. You can also use this move a whole bunch of times, and you're not getting a lot of damage. But the fact that you are still in their face, and Sentinel needs to be in their face, right? You need something to keep them close. Again, 7,000 respectable damage. 7,000 is respectable damage for average damage. Respectable's hyperbole, but respectable, average. This is where the super becomes A tier, because suddenly you've got a character who struggles, frankly, to keep people close, to stay in. It has a vacuum effect, and it has great range. So you can eat a little bit of damage, armor through it, use this guy. I feel like there's a little vacuum effect. Maybe it's on the ground. It like pulls them close once you've been hit. Yeah, just a little bit of a vacuum. Which means like if you hit it at max range, they're a little bit closer when they drop. So yeah, like I think this is good. And then they're right at your feet and like, oh, like armored grab, you know. This is a good move. It's A tier for Sentinel, and it's probably his best super, purely because great range, decent damage, and you keep them close. And then if you do want to cash out, because you've hit a long combo, right? You've hit like, what do you even have anymore? It's like a good. Oh, that's right. It has. You know what? I've forgotten everything I ever knew about Sentinel. Yeah, forgotten everything I've ever known about this dude. Maybe it's like, bum, bum, bum. Yeah, okay, so like, bum, bum, boom. How have I forgotten everything so quickly? I had so much fun playing this dude. That's really good. Easy. Easy, and it's over half their life for 2 meters. For a 2-meter super. So, yeah, I think that's really good for a level 2. Okay. Next up, is our girl, Sentinel B. Now she does not have Sentinel Beta. She does not have as good a level 2 as she does a level 1. She's strictly in the land of B. Um, so, this S tier, so good. So good. This is her level 2. Really nothing to write home about. A decent super, for sure. You can connect 3 of them. Very fast recovery in the air. Over half-life for 3 meters. But again, nothing special. Nothing special there. So I think that is, easily a B tier. Maybe A if you're looking to like separate out the beams that do a little bit better damage and can link. But again, I don't think it's advisable from a meter management perspective to keep them to be using beams in the air to use 3 of them. So let's see if so fast enough to maybe beat through some specific stuff. Yeah, maybe it's an okay armored reversal, but you got your level 1 for that. Excuse me. Stop it, Havoc. And then we're on to our last 2. So Bastion, B tier. Really nothing to write home about. Bastion is just like all our other beam users. Excuse me. I've been talking for an hour, so. Yeah, he's got a beam. Oh, this one is, I believe it's forward. Does great damage. I mean, this might separate us 85-50. Really nice. You can do multiple of these in the air. This is one of the few times where, like, if you're looking to cash out, his beam does enough damage that you're like, yeah, maybe. So you know what? We'll give Bastion actually the A tier treatment. It does so much damage that it might be worth actually using in the air. That's a third of their life gone for a full stock. Maybe A tier. Like, his beam is definitely probably the best beam because it does so much damage. We'll move him up to A tier. Yeah. Maybe A tier? Yeah. Just because of all the damage he does with it. Yeah. And then next we have Blob, who is also in A tier. So, I feel like when I'm doing these tier lists, I'm not very good at them. Like, I don't have the most strict of, I give myself guidelines, but I don't maybe give myself the strictest requirements to fit into each. It becomes sort of feeling when I'm talking to you guys about it. So I'm going to show off Blob now. I think you'll see why Blob is A tier. So this is Blob's level 2. So it has really nice range.
You're giving me indigestion.
And on its own, it's only 7,000 damage. So frankly, like, this is not good. This would be B tier. Maybe even C tier. Aside from great range, right? He has armor, so in most cases you can poke through whatever you want. Let's quickly show that off.
You're giving me indigestion.
There's a nice little freeze frame for him. So as you can see, he can poke through a lot of stuff anyway. I'm very bad at doing this. There we go.
You're giving me indigestion.
So we can poke through some stuff.
You're giving
There you
me
go. So, but
indigestion.
why is this so good? Why do I put it in A tier? It's because after using a level 2 super, you get a
You're giving
free
me indigestion.
ground, you get a free unblockable ground smash, or ground, whatever you want to call
You're
it. You have to
giving
do
me
it
indigestion.
pretty early in the move, like you actually have to buffer it
You're
in
giving
the
me
super,
indigestion.
but because you actually end up getting over
You're
10k.
giving me indigestion.
There you go. Oh, so you don't get a full 10k. Oh yes, you do. You get 10,300 because of the first hit. But that's an
You're giving me
unscaled
indigestion.
chunk of damage. That's really the only reason why we bump it up to A. The fact that
You're
you can
giving me
take off
indigestion.
and like if you do this, let's say you like land one of his.
I can crush you and
That's-
still be home for dinner. I can crush you
gosh.
and still be
Gotta
home
forgive me.
for
That's like
dinner.
that is whatchamacallit, muscle memory. I'm gonna try this one more time just to show off like a.
You're
There we
giving
go.
me indigestion.
So you're looking at whatever your base combo is, and he doesn't have a ton of incredible combos.
I can
So that
crush
was
you
going to be
and still
7,000, and then
home
you
for
land your
dinner.
super, and you're looking at a third of their life gone, or excuse me, almost 2/3 of their life gone off of an armored jab. So, like frankly, I think level 2 is worth using, as long as you can
You're
get the
giving me
timing
indigestion.
for that bad boy. I think you're looking at an A tier super. Okay, so that's it. We're done. Let's go through a really quick breakdown here. So we have. Let me move me really quick. Whoop. Very quickly over to the side. So no D tiers except for maybe Mosu Cell and possibly Nightcrawlers. And I guess if D tier is like don't use me, we could probably break up these a little bit. Let's do that really quickly. So I think D tier for the lack of consistency, despite it being pretty decent damage, like you don't really need to use for level 2. Any super that is either hard to land or beams cannot do extra stuff, so like you can't land multiple beams in the air there, is probably a C tier, while his normal beam. I think who else had the rest of these feel pretty good. This might be C tier just because you lose out on so much. It's not as consistent as it could be. These two might be C tier. I think these two are. I think this looks a little better. So S tier. S tier is your. This is the perfect S tier move. It's not hyper broken, but it can do everything well. Whiff punish, super fast, or extremely long range. Whiff punish, overhead, can combo into itself, can combo out of itself. Um, in the corner, you can burn a ton of meter and do a bunch of cool shit with it. I think it's incredibly good. Excuse me. Gambit maybe A tier for his cards, otherwise B tier. All of these guys do something. Forge changes the way you play the game. Juggernaut's just a fucking beast. A tier has a surprising amount, and I think maybe we could break this up a little bit. But all of these guys do some pretty good damage and can follow up. I think Bastion might be the only one but his beam does so much. His air beam specifically, I think, is A tier. He would normally have a B tier super here. Yeah, no, the rest of these fit. Ember column is so good. It fits. Yeah, the rest of these fit. The rest of these are basic beams. Basic beams are basic moves. Nothing really to write home about. A tier super up here because it does a decent amount. Yeah, this feels okay. The top, you can definitely see the top though. The top makes sense. Maybe Gambit because his cards are a little hard to use. Maybe he goes here. Maybe he even goes here. But I'm going to leave him here. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. Given what you've seen, given how you've played in the past, let me know what you think. I had so much fun recording this again. I love this game. But we're going to be playing Hulk Ultimate Destruction in the future. I've been having super ton of fun sort of revisiting that game. I've only played a little bit, but I definitely want to show it off. It seems super fun. That's it. I hope you had fun watching. I'll talk to you later, gang.